Welcome to this episode of the Dropout Multi-Millionaire Podcast, where we talk about tactical business strategy, building high-performance sales teams, and growing your business. If you're ready to break free from the status quo and join the ranks of the mavericks, the rebels, and the renegades who refuse to conform and instead build multi-million-dollar businesses, then buckle up, because here we go. And we are back with the Dropout Multi-Millionaire Podcast. I am your host, Brian Will. And today, we're going to talk about why starting your own business may not be the answer to wealth creation. Now, I know everybody's heard online, you listen to all the gurus. If you want to get rich, you want to get wealthy, you want to make money, your best opportunity is to start your own business. Well, today we're going to talk about why that may not be the right answer. And by the way, stay tuned at the end of this episode. I'm going to give you a discount code to get a free copy of my intro masterclass in the psychology of sales and negotiation. It's a 1-hour summary course. I'm giving it away for free to you today just for listening. So let's start today's podcast with this statement. Business is tough. Most businesses fail. In fact, we know that 20% fail the first year, 30% the second year, and over half of them will fail in the first 3 years. And by the way, I own a chain of restaurants. Restaurants fail at twice that rate, okay? Most businesses fail. And most of the ones that don't fail, by the way, I'm going to give you some statistics here in a minute, they don't make any money. So why am I telling you this? Why am I being so damn negative about business? I mean, I'm a business owner. I build businesses. I coach businesses. What's the deal here? And the answer is that most people only want to tell you the good stuff. They want to make it sound sexy. You're going to be an entrepreneur. You're going to be a CEO. It's all going to be good. You're going to make a lot of money. But they forget to tell you the bad part. They forget to tell you the challenges you're going to have. Okay. And so today I want to walk you through some of those challenges and some of those statistics so that you have an honest understanding of what it's like to own your own business. All right. So here we go. In America, roughly 5 million new businesses start every year. In fact, there are 33 million small businesses in America today. And that is a lot of businesses. And because we have such a big pool, we also have a lot of good data. So we know, for instance, that 99.9% of all businesses in this country are considered small business. I actually didn't realize that when I read it. But here's another number for you. 80% of those have no employees. 80% of all businesses have no employees or one-man shops or consultants. Now, how about this? We know the average salary, if you have a job in this country, the average salary is $54,000. However, the average small business with no employees, remember that's 80% of all small business, the average business with no employees only does about $47,000 in revenue, not income. That's gross revenue. $54,000 average salary, 80% of all small businesses, $47,000 in gross revenue. By the way, that means they ain't making no money. The other 20% of those businesses employ about 50% of all the workers in this country. Half of the people in the U.S. work for a small business. In fact, 65% of all new jobs created every year are created by small business. We know that, by the way, here we go again, only 40% of all small businesses, which are, by the way, 99.9% of all businesses, 40% of small businesses are profitable. That means 60% are not. That's a crazy number. 60% of all small businesses don't make any money. We also know that only 6% of all businesses in this country, only 6% will ever do over $1 million a year in revenue. So if you start your own business in America, you have a 6% chance of doing over $1 million in revenue. 6%. The average small business owner in this country, looking at all of them, makes about $60,000 a year. Now, this is someone who has invested their life savings. They're out there killing themselves 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. They're taking financial risk, and they average about $60,000 a year. By the way, you remember that average salary, if you just go get a job, is $54,000 with no risk. Only 14% of small business owners make over $100,000 a year. So if you start your own small business, you have a 14% chance of making over $100,000 a year. And only 1%, remember all those people that tell you you're going to get rich starting your own business? Only 1% of people that start their own business make over $1 million a year in profit. Only one. So here's the deal. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I want you to understand that business is tough. But if you have a business, by the way, and you have employees, and you are doing over $1 million in revenue, that means you're already in the top 6% of all businesses nationwide. You, my friend, are a badass in business. Now, if you're in that top 6%, however, but you're not making what we would consider a lot of money, or you are not creating the wealth that you thought you were going to when you started, or if you're out there killing yourself, working 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week just to maintain what you're doing, maybe it's time you step up your game. Maybe it's time to bring someone in who can help you scale, become more efficient, and make more money. Maybe it's time you try to move from the top 6% to the top 1% and start creating the wealth you dreamed of when you started this venture. Making money or more money is not hard, but it's also not easy. It's really both. There's an art and a science, by the way. The easy part is that creating wealth and making more money in your business is a math problem. And this is something nobody's going to tell you. I've never heard another financial coach or consultant tell you this, but creating wealth, making money, and building your business is a math problem, okay? It's all about the numbers. The hard part of building your business is the understanding of that math. Following that math instead of your ego, instead of your feelings, instead of your general lack of understanding about what you're doing, it's following the math, okay? Here's the secret. If you are not where you want to be, and you're not getting any closer, and you don't understand the math, the truth is it's because you just don't know how, and you need some help. So that's a lot of negative. How about some positive, right? How exactly do you level up? How do you learn the math? And it all starts with what I call the 4 questions. These are the big ones. I ask anybody that comes to me that wants to do consulting these 4 questions, and so I'm going to give them to you today, okay? Now, the answer to these questions will be different for every single business that I ask it to, but the questions are always the same. And so here they are. Who are you in your business, and who are you not? In my book, we talk about the entrepreneur, the manager, CEO, the salesperson, or the technician. That's 4 different people. The problem with most small business owners is they think they can be all of them, and unfortunately, they can't. Even more unfortunately, they're probably trying to be the wrong one, okay? Just because you start a business doesn't mean you're a CEO or a manager. If you're trying to be the wrong one, or you don't understand who you are in your own business and you're not willing to bring in the people to help you, your growth will be stunted. Second question, why should anybody buy your product? And why should they buy it from you? This is a critical question. If you don't have this answer, you're nothing but a commodity and you'll never grow, okay? Why should they buy your product and why should they buy it from you? Number 3, we're going to get into some of that math, the tough part, remember? What are your historical core metric trends? What do they look like? And what do they tell you about your future? What do your historical core metric trends look like? And what do they tell you about your future? That's a big one. That's one of the training tracks we do in our coaching programs. If you are not using pattern recognition on your historical core metrics, then you are absolutely guessing at what decisions to make in your business. And most of those will probably be wrong. Okay, that's a big one. And that's math. Number 4, and again, back to math. Have you built your goal pro forma? Your goal pro forma. And what does it look like? What steps is it telling you to take to get where you want to go? And if you haven't built this goal setting tool, I'm going to tell you right now, your growth is a crapshoot. Once again, you're guessing with no basis in fact. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 3 and 4 are the math ones. Now, if you can't answer these questions and your business is not where you want it to be, then you might want to look at getting some help. Okay? If you're ready to step up your game, if you want to grow this thing and make a lot of money, you need to bring in a consultant or a coach that knows how to do those things, that understands the math, and can show you how it works. If you want to move from that top 6% to that top 1%, you need to find somebody who has been there and done that can come in and show you how. Okay? And by the way, shameless plug, that is what I do in my coaching and consulting practice. I help businesses grow, become more efficient, and make more money. I help them learn the math behind scaling, revenue, and profits. Personally, I've built multiple companies into the 8 figures of revenue with valuations in the 9 figures, consulted for companies with billions of dollars in revenue, trained thousands of salespeople who sold billions of dollars in sales. I've been there, done that. I do this today for other small businesses. This is what I do, and I can help you. If you're ready, make the decision, and let's go. All right? Go to my website, brianwillmedia.com, click on the coaching program, and check out my programs. And by the way, if you want that free masterclass in sales, go to the same website, click on the training programs tab, go to the sales and negotiation masterclass, and enter the code SALES, S-A-L-E-S, just sales. You get the course for free. Check it out. It's 1 hour long, 4 modules. I've taught this all over the country. Watch it. Drop me a message. Let me know what you think. And if you're ready for some help after that, drop me a message about that too. So that's it for today. I appreciate you being with me on the Dropout Multi-Millionaire Podcast. Again, more information on my website, brianwillmedia.com or thedropoutmm.com. And remember, folks, you have to be in the game to win the game. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you would like to get more information on either one of my books or my one-on-one coaching programs, you can find me at brianwillmedia.com or thedropoutmm.com.